Right, you might find this video a little bit higgledy-piggledy because the weather in the UK, in England at the moment, is so all over the place. It's a lovely day today, quite a bit cold today, but I believe tomorrow or the next few days is given snow out, and I've sort of planned this video around doing a trip out to a shop that I've mentioned in the past, but I thought I'll take you there and show you what he's got. And you know, he's quite local in Stoke on Trent, and you know, he's a nice bloke. So I need some stuff from his shop. So I think we're going to take a trip out to there, but it won't be today because I'm a bit pushed for time today, but it might be another day. And I'm not sure which day because, like I say, it's given snow out, I think tomorrow actually. But anyway, so we're going to have another update look at the new camera system that's gone in. My Tapo, my new CCTV that's gone in that looks at the pond. And a few people were saying, yeah, but how are your cameras doing? You need to let us know how your cameras are doing. So, okay, I'll let you know how their cameras are doing, tell you if they're okay, see if they're not, if they're good or bad. And I'll let you know how the new Tapo. I had to go back to the box and have a quick look, so I can't remember what it's called. So yeah, the new Tapo camera, in fact it's still there, it says it on the camera. It's been a long week. So we're going to have a quick look at how that is doing as well. We're also going to have a little chat about feeding over winter. I've had a couple of little issues that have come up, not personally with me, but I've kind of been hearing about little issues about feeding over winter and things you've got to remember when you're feeding over winter at lower temperatures. I'm also going to look at adding bicarbonate of soda to my pond to increase the KH versus using my tap water, which is quite a high KH. Now in the past I've always just used my tap water because the KH in that is something like 8. But I find when I'm using just the tap water, I put quite a lot of tap water in to get the KH level to come back up again. Or is it cheaper to add a dose of bicarbonate soda? So we're going to look at that today. But first of all, let's do this. Right, so first of all, we'll talk about the camera. I had one of these Tapo 2K QHD cameras sent over to me by my security advisor, who had one spare and said, do you want to send one over to Koi Pond Lifestyle and you can trial it and see what you think? So I trialed it. I've not a lot else to tell you, to be honest. I'll put the link. I'll do one of these video things at the end of the year do you click on to see how it was fitted and how I went on sort of setting it up and so on. I'll put that at the end. But I've not really a lot to tell you. It is a great little camera. It does do what I want it to do for me and my pond. It looks at the pond and oh, look at all the fish coming up. Look at that. I don't see them a lot nowadays. Quite cold still. I think pond temperature's 7 point something. So this, yeah, I fitted it and it's done really well. I've had no issues with it. It gives me everything I need to it. I did have to change the settings, to be honest, from detecting everything to just humans, because literally the wind blows, something moves somewhere near it and ping, notification going off every like minute or so. If we had some washing on the line, for example, washing would blow around, ping, camera picks it up. So it is really good. If you're confident that you got stuff in your garden or wherever you're pointing the camera at is pretty static and it only needs to go off when something moves, and put it on that. But I've set it to human, so whenever a human being walks in the garden. Now the only thing with that as well is, am I going to be catching things like herons? You know, things that are near the pond that I don't want to be near the pond. But I don't have a lot of herons around, to be honest, so I don't really think I need it for that as such. I mean, if I did see one, then obviously I'd just set it to catch everything. But at the moment I don't have a lot of herons flying around my garden, bothering me fish, so I've set it to just humans. But and like I say, perfect. I'll go on my phone, it tells me when things come in, and you know, would I go out and buy one of these if I wanted more? Yeah, I probably would actually, you know. So this, yeah, pretty good. If you want one, go buy one, it's alright. Right, tell you what, let's just have a quick blast on, I said we're going to talk about issues in feeding in your pond over winter. So at the moment my pond's around about sort of 7.5 degrees. I haven't fed a lot over the last few weeks. I've been basing my feeding on the fish looking for it. They're not there at the moment. Gone off wandering again. And also the temperatures, because I'm using a lower temperature wheat germ, the all seasons wheat germ that I've been using for the last couple of winters now. I thought I'd just share this with you because I went into my local shop at Penkoi, and we were talking about feeding over winter, and he said he'd had a couple of customers in who were asking about why they'd lost a couple of fish, and they weren't really sure. And he said, well, you know, have you checked your water? Are you still feeding? Yeah, still feeding. You know, the water's crystal clear. There's no issues with the water. They asked him to bring in a water sample, and he tested the water, and he found that their ammonia and their nitrite was through the ceiling, because they'd continued to feed the fish over winter, but they weren't doing many water changes. Covers were on, and You know, they're doing all the other stuff, but they weren't keeping an eye on what was happening with your feeding. Because as soon as you feed them over winter, they continue to generate waste, and their waste is ammonia. Doesn't do the fish any good, ammonia. Bad. Ammonia, bad. It was just something that I just sort of you know, for some people that watch this channel who have just started with us on this beautiful koi hobby we have, you know, may not be aware of this. I don't know. I've just sort of just point it out, because some people do feed or try to feed through the winter at whatever temperatures. You know, they decide. It seems to be, it's a bit of an open-ended topic of what temperatures you feed at. You know, different people have different temperatures. Anyway, that's another video. So I just sort of point that out, that, you know, if you are looking at feeding over winter, you know, you've got to keep an eye on your water parameters, and, you know, do your test for ammonia and do your test for nitrite, because nitrite and ammonia are the two big bad ones that will kill your fish if you have them in your pond, because it'll just poison your fish basically. So if you are feeding, please keep testing. If you do see any of these change, you know, your nitrites or your ammonia start going up, then you've got to act. Stop feeding first, stop feeding straight away, get some water changes done, and, you know, have another rethink about how much you're feeding them. You know, maybe small and often is a little better than big handfuls going in at whatever temperatures. I don't know, I'll leave it with you. You know, different pond keepers have different ways of managing winter in their ponds, and how they feed or don't feed, or, you know, what they do. But water tests is just so important to continue to do over winter, which leads me nicely on to talking about KH, because my KH always seems low over winter, but my tap water has got a very high KH in it. It's a KH of sort of 7 or 8, which is great, because I just turn the tap on, continue to flow fresh water into the pond through my trickle system, and it kind of does it. But I have to do a lot of water. That's a lot of water going in, and in winter I don't usually change a lot of water. So I'm thinking, you know, is it cheaper to be doing, I mean, you've got to do water changes no matter what. You know, you've got to do your trickle-ins and all that kind of stuff. That's you've got to make sure your fish have got the best water, because we're water keepers. We're not fish keepers, we're water keepers. Keep your water good, and your fish, predominantly most of the time, look after themselves. So as I was saying, that leads me quite nicely onto KH. So this is your carbon hardness. This is the stuff that sort of buffers your pH. So you've got to be sort of somewhere close with your KH, making sure it's buffering your pH to keep that neutral, and this helps with that. But at the moment my pond is getting sort of like up to 3, and my results should be between 4 and 6. So I was kind of thinking, oh, perfect opportunity to try something different. Maybe we try putting some bicarbonate of soda in. So I'm gonna have to go and get some, and I've got some other bits and pieces to go and get as well. So let's go shopping. Hi Russell. Have you ever seen a tub of cloverleaf blanket ants that this big? I'm going to put it down. It weighs a ton. Apparently, Russell can do cloverleaf blanket ants at the best price wherever you want to go. So, I don't know. Full range of cloverleaf he's got available. Can't get over that one. What I've just spotted as well, I'm going to try some of this. Absolute orange treats. I'll have to have a go with this, I think. Right, I've also got some bicarbonate of soda I was looking for. Sells this in any quantities. I said to him, can I have some bicarbonate of soda? He said, yeah, how much do you want? I said, I don't know, just a little bit. How much is a little bit? I don't know, that much on that box. So I've got one of these. This is a 2 kilogram box. So this is, I'm just going to get this as a, but he can get you whatever size you want. You know, you get your, I don't know, tons of the damn stuff, I suppose, if you really want it. So, I don't know, I'll leave it with you. But yeah, so I've got this as well. Let's see what else we can get. Hey, Russ, chuck us some of that 4-ounce filter floss, will you? I'll tell you what, you forget how much you actually get of this stuff for how much he charges. It's really good, and he delivers all over the place, all in the UK. And the Channel Islands. Just having a wander around the shop and having a nosy. And I found one of these. I've had to get Russell get one out to show me how it works. It's your usual air pump. You just plug it in and away you go. But say, for example, if you're out for the weekend and the street loses power or something, this thing is like a battery backup. I don't know if everybody's seen any of these. Comment below if you have, because this literally, look, no plug, not plugged in. when it's running. Oh, look at that. Okay, when you got your pipes on, how quiet is that as well? That's lovely, that, isn't it? So as soon as you've got your pipes on and they're blowing air into the pond, lovely and quiet. But that's excellent, that is. And when the power comes back on, the pump continues to run and charges itself as well. 120 litres a minute. That's, I tell you, I'm quite impressed with this. But yeah, so I don't know, if anybody's seen these and you've tried them, and comment below if you know how these things and you've lived with one for a little while. But yeah, this is fantastic, little backup thing. And of course, Russell can supply these as well. So if you're thinking about trying one, this is the place to come to. And there's a 60 litre one as well. So don't forget, if you want to get anything from where I've been today, from Russell's place, from Blue Bay Aquatics, in the description below, I'll leave you a little discount code for 10%. So by all means, just go 10%, Koi Pond Lifestyle, and you get 10% discount. And he'll send it to wherever you want in the UK. Right, I think I've got everything I came for. Filter floss, bicarbonate soda, and this little cheeky bag of new food. It's interesting. Orange tree, absolute orange tree. Any of you guys ever tried this before? I don't know, comment below. Well, there if you have. Anyway, I better get back to the pond and carry on. Right, I better get some filter floss changed now I've got that. And this is interesting, isn't it? That I picked up while I was there. I've not seen this before. Orange treats from Cloverleaf, the absolute stuff. Interesting stuff. Natural insect colour enhancer with added digestion aid for fast absorption and high energy. Anybody used this before? Comment below. Get this changed and then we'll crack on with some bicarbonate soda testing. Let's go. So bicarb, I've put it all mine in a handy little tub. So what measures do I need to put in with bicarbonate? Because I suppose you've got to be you can put too much in, which could be a problem, or you can put too little and it have no effect. So I'm going to try over the next few days while I'm creating this video to put a small amount in first and then build up over a week or so and see how it goes, and then put the results at the end of this video. Right, going back to this bicarbonate of soda application to get your KH back up and running. Let's see how it's gone on. Right, so I've done a few trials with this now, and I've worked out that for my pond and my literage, gallonage, whatever you want to call it, I tried it at sort of 3 or 4 scoops, and I've got a 300 milliliter scoop. I've come to the conclusion it's around about 6 scoops I need to get the KH back to between 4 and 5, or between 4 and 6. So that seems to work for me. So I'm just going to get dose in now. I'm just going to stick the 6 scoops in, blah blah blah. 6 did go in, and give it a stir up, and then we're going to wise it into the pond. While I'm doing this, I had the opportunity to go and watch Peter Kay in concert the other day. A big shout out and a big thank you to Stevie and Andrew, who live down the road, came to me on Friday night and said, got a couple of tickets available for Peter Kay, do you want to come? Oh, no brainer. Yeah, thanks. So I went to see Peter Kay in Manchester Arena the other Saturday. Tons of people there. Oh man, it was packed. Literally sell-out tickets. I think Steve down the road, he'd had his tickets for like 2 or 3 years. Really good, cracking night, out with friends as well, which is even better. Now right at the very end, he has like a finale at the end, and he tells everybody it's going to be a secret and you can't tell anybody about it because of the people going in the future. He wants it to be a surprise. So what he does at the end is, and it worked out really well. It looked dead good, honestly. Oh, I tell you. He says he's got to keep it a secret, but I'll tell everybody I do. I don't mind. Anyway, let's get this in the pond. Clever bloke, but don't tell everybody that I told you that. Right, so bicarbonate soda testing. That's interesting. I will continue to use this. I only bought a little, as you saw, a little 2 kilogram box. But I am going to continue to use this because this is like a quick fix. But I would suggest starting with a low amount and building up to, instead of just banging a load in and hoping for the best, it's sort of nice and slowly, so that you can keep testing your KH to make sure you're ramping it up nice and steady. So yeah, I shall keep this to one side, because obviously I think I'll need it less maybe in the summer, because I'm always putting water in the summer, whereas the winter I'm not doing as many water changes, only sort of as and when I need to, or top-ups. So yeah, bicarbonate soda, yeah, why not? I shall be using this, but I think, like I say, just a little bit of caution when you first put it in, to make sure you're not sort of overdosing. Or can you overdose? I don't know. Comment below. Anybody else? So yeah, I will be using this. And don't forget, if you want to get anything for Blue Bay Aquatics, I'll leave all the details down below. I'll leave his email address. I'll leave the sales email address as well. And also, don't forget the link to get 10% discount on anything you buy. Koi Pond Lifestyle with this link. and I'll leave it in the comments in the description below as well. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Please ding the bell for notifications, subscribe, like and share, and put those thumbs up, because that makes all the difference to the algorithm thingy. Thanks very much for watching. Quip on Lifestyle.